Hey everybody, you've got Elizabeth and Joanne with World Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul, where we talk soul, we talk twin flames, and we talk the energy that gets you your twin flame, as well as allows them to stay in your space. And we know this energy because we practice it every day. Joanne and I are both in permanent relating experiences with our twin flames. We've been through it all. We've been through the dark night, the separation, and now we know how to balance this energy and our connections. And we are here guiding and showing you all how to do the same. So when you listen to our channel, we want you to really feel into and resonate with the soul message that we're sharing with you, because soul is literally the way to your twin flame. You want to know how to get to your twin flame? Then you need to be able to practice the energy of soul, because that is what draws in your twin flame. So today what I wanted to share with you all, and what I wanted to get deep with Joanne on, is this quote by Neville Goddard that I heard yesterday. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, pause, and I needed to write it down, because not only does it apply to our own ascension journey, it really, really applies to our twin flame connection. And I think this quote is going to help all of you guys really shift, because when you shift, you start releasing some of the mind's energies that are keeping you from being and getting closer to your oneness of self with your twin flame. So here, let me pull up the quote and then let's get deep. Here's the quote by Neville Goddard. Every attachment is a bar in your self-created prison. Your only escape lies in non-attachment. So let's really analyze that. Every attachment is a bar in your self-created prison. When you're going through addictive energy, you are literally creating bars of a self-made prison because of an attachment the mind has to the 3D of your one shared soul. Your mind is addicted to the physical and the mind, the physical and the thoughts, which both are not your person, but it is addicted to, or it thinks it's addicted to, the physical aspect of your person. But really what it's craving is your shared soul energy. But the mind thinks it's addicted to this person. So while there's this attachment in the 3D, you're literally imprisoning yourself in the addictive energy. And your only way to freedom from the addictive energy is by releasing the attachment. So in this journey, you're learning how to release the attachment of mind, your attachment to the 3D version of your other self, your twin flame, and you're learning how to, for the both of you, step into the 5D. So here, I wrote myself notes because when I said it. So let me tell you what
you didn't tell them, love, like doves started flying on the phone and it was like, okay, hold on, Elizabeth, we can't be flying with doves on our own without the rest of our soul fam, because this is some profound stuff. So we're adding you on, guys. Okay, love,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Joanne started seeing everything in slow motion, and she started.
I know. I was like, okay, hold on. There was some 5D energy there, and I can't keep it to myself. So we gotta share it.
Okay, so I'm gonna try my best, and I'm gonna read what I wrote down afterwards, but it's not as beautiful or as eloquent as that first time when it came straight from source. So your attachment to the 3D is the attachment to the physical body and mind of your two separate physicals, and you, as the awakened one, have to rise above both versions of the physical self of the 3D, and you have to align to the oneness of the shared soul in the 5D. This is your role as the awakened twin flame.
So your role as the awakened twin flame, you're trying to rise above the mind, the ego. You're trying to rise above that which is not you. And both you and your person are the 3D embodiments, right, of the physicalness, which is not you. But together as one, you make this one shared soul. And your role as the awakened twin flame is to align with that oneness of your one shared soul. That's the energy that is what brings in your twin flame in the physical. So you're tapping into this 5D, which is essentially what allows the 3D to follow. But if you're staying in the 3D, which is this attachment to the mind and the body of your person, you're not going to be able to be in the space, in the energy that draws in your twin flame. So this is where it gets tricky. You're creating this self-imprisonment in the 3D when your role as the awakened one was to learn how to be in the 5D. That's why you were chosen in this lifetime. You were chosen to be free. And so it's such a powerful responsibility that your soul chose for you in this lifetime. And it's really, really cool when you think about it, like, okay, I was gifted with the ability to know that I am my soul. And it's this special responsibility, like I just said, to be able to release the part of you that is not you, the 3D version. Until we can release the mind, until we can release the addictive energy, we feel like we're trapped in a prison, right? That's why people come to us all the time, like, I can't handle this anymore. Because you are creating this prison within yourself. And the only way to release it is through non-attachment. And how do you become non-attached? Well, you have to let go of what is not you. And your person is not your shared soul. Your shared soul is your shared soul. It's not their mind and their body.
No.
It's not. That's the 3D version of them.
The 3D version of your person is the false them, because when you're aligning with the 3D version of you, you're still in the imprisonment of mind, right? So when you're in your body and your mind, not aligned with soul, you feel the prison that's keeping you from the 5D. And so when you're aligning with the 3D, you're aligning with the false you. You're aligning with the temporary you, not the infinite you that's tied to source, not the infinite you that is one with your soul. So why do we always tell you guys, keep the focus on you? Stop focusing on what they're doing, thinking, and feeling. Well, what is doing, thinking, and feeling in regards to your person? That is your person being in mind, doing, thinking, feeling in their situation. Not once did you say, well, what about just being? Because if you're aligning with the soul essence, the mind and body is gone. The doing, thinking, and feeling is gone, because the feeling is emotion, again, temporary. And it's so many people care so much about what their person is thinking about, right? Like, they'll pass by their person and the first thing their mind is saying is like, well, why is their person not saying hi to me? Why is my person trying to avoid me? Why is my person, as soon as their person contacts them, they're trying to figure out how to talk better to their person. Again, what your person is doing, thinking, and feeling, versus really being immersed in that one shared soul. And that's why we're sharing with you guys to put the focus on you. And the focus on you allows you to release the attachments of the physical of your person. Because when you put all the focus and attention on you as the conscious observer, the conscious one, the awakened one, soul, you get to tap into the 5D energy that is one. You get to tap into the part of you that is non-duality. So your attachments is the imprisonment that's between you and your person, because you're looking at your person through the physical, mental, energies, emotional, that are not your person. They're also not you. So if you're sitting around feeling in your emotions about your person, you're sitting around thinking nonstop about your person, what it looks like if somebody was to just watch you be in that energy, it looks like you are in an imprisonment, right? It's like, hey, I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to get your attention. And you're sitting here in like your mind looping. There's this video that I found on YouTube, and it was a video of like a girl, and she's saying this is what life is like you're passing by. She passed by a whole bunch of gorgeous men, and she's on the phone waiting for that one guy to text her, but she's so busy looking at her phone that she didn't even realize there's all these like other people that are trying to get her attention. And so it's like, stay present, be in the moment you're in. You're so lost in it that not only have you closed yourself off from the entire universe, but your person can't get to you. So even the person that I was watching that video, the person she was trying to get a text from didn't text her. Not only that, but she missed all of these other people that passed her that can see her. And that's why me and Elizabeth always share, stop focusing on the body and mind of your person. Stop seeing the separation, the duality of you and everyone else, especially your person. And it's hard, right? It's hard to release the attachments of your person because it's the identity. It's the identity of being a twin flame. It's the identity of having your divine masculine. It's the identity of, ooh, we share one soul, when really, this is your path of awakening. This is the path that needed to be used as a catalyst to wake you up. I'm sitting around here, loves, and I'm seeing all these people walk around like it's early in the morning. I'm seeing them walk around. And I just feel so blessed seeing all these people in their imprisonment of mind. And I'm trying to sit here and wonder why soul chose me to wake up, right? Do you guys ever feel just like so blessed, so thankful, so much gratitude to be even a little bit awakened from the mind? Just a little bit, because I know what it feels like to be in mind. I know what it feels like to be in the body and emotions. And I know what it feels like to tap into that 5D energy. I know what it feels like to vibrate into this place of infinite.
Joanne, our journey has allowed us. So what we are all searching for in this lifetime is this feeling of peace, right? How do we get to this place of peace? And peace is really freedom. Like, even when people are wanting to manifest abundance, they're not wanting to manifest money. They're really wanting to manifest the freedom money chooses or affords someone. But that's really what we're looking for in this life. We're looking for freedom from the mind, because once you experience what it feels like to be free from all of the negative energy, all of the fear-based energy that the mind is always spewing at you, like, you get this, like, wow, you get this heaven on earth sensation, right? You're like, well, this is what life is always supposed to have been, and I didn't know because I was always in fear-based energy. So what this journey is awakening us to the freedom of mind. And that's what's so freaking beautiful, is that peace that comes from freedom of mind is unlike anything that you'll experience when you're asleep, because while you're asleep, you're still identifying as the mind. It's once you start observing the mind versus identifying as the mind that you're allowing yourself to experience this freedom of the mind, which is really this feeling and sensation of peace. And it is like nothing you've ever experienced. And I don't know if it could come from anything other than an awakening.
I don't even know if it can be as deep as the way we are awakening, because when we are seeking externally, there has to be this like crazy deep turmoil, dark night, some soul shaking kind of situation. But once somebody experiences that and then they get better, they're better. But the difference between us and like a typical person, so like a twin flame, is we didn't just let go of, we can't just let go of the person. We should. That's literally not the purpose of this journey. But because our person showed us a little bit of that 5D energy, because they meet you in soul. That's why it's intoxifying to get a text from your person. It's intoxifying to run into your person. It's intoxifying to share any moment with your person. That's why you get lost in the stories, because it's so amazing to be in it. And so if we can just be like, okay, you know what? I recognize this journey. It's my awakening. I'm going to go awaken now. Goodbye, twin flame. Take care. We can say, hey, I'm going to let my person go. And then there's this like inner alignment you share with your soul. I let go of this physical person, my attachment to my person. Goodbye, twin flame. I release you. I align with me. I'm soul. And there's becomes this 5D alignment. The 3D gets released, the 5D is aligned, and you're tapped into your oneness. And then what usually happens around that time when somebody releases, detaches, lets go of their person, boom, they get a text. Boom, they run into their person. Boom, the person's in their house. And then you're like, I just freaking let you go. I literally just let you go and you're here again. Well, the reason being is you're in the 5D energy. You let the stories go. You let the imprisonment go. Now your person and you are free. And your person craves that soul energy because they don't know how to get it for themselves. And your soul brings them. Your person is brought in by your energy. Your person is brought in by your energy. And I remember when we were in separation, my person would randomly text me, especially when I was still balancing. And I was understanding a little bit of like how it was me that was bringing them in based on how I was being. And I would ask him, what made you contact me now? And he said, I'm trying to remember how he said it because it was so good. He said that it was almost like he was being told to contact me. It was like soul, and this is me interpreting what he said, but it's almost like soul was pulling him in to me because I'm now in the 5D energy. And it's that one shared connection that you have with your person. That one shared connection where you are drawn together energetically in that 5D energy. And then when you go back to mine again and you tap back into the 3D, you're back into the prison, you're back into the attachments, you're back into the stories. And it isn't until you get back into that 5D energy, that oneness, the being, is when your person comes back. And we were talking to this beautiful soul yesterday they're trying to balance their person. They're doing amazing. But they're recognizing that their person's coming in based on energy. And they're really in tune when their energy is going to the 5D energy, soul, right? Being, oneness, in that infinite alignment that you guys are already one in. And then they're forgetting to stay in that. And they start going back in mind again where they're ruminating, thinking of their person, figuring out the future, figuring out the past. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm in mine. Oh my gosh, I was pushing right now. And then it's almost like, am I doing this on purpose? And our answer was, you just have to stay conscious. Don't worry about the mind. Don't worry about the 3D. Your job is to be in the 5D, to be aligned in that one energy. And that's when you're no longer, because that's when, instead of trying to figure out your person, you're not worried about what they're doing, thinking, feeling. You're now focusing back into soul in your alignment, because the 5D is the energy that is one with everything. It's literally one with everything. And the closest thing that you are is your person. The closest thing that you are, it's the exact vibrational match, exact energetic frequency, right? So when you're aligning with all, you get to be present. And so that visualization that I showed you guys of the video I saw, I was thinking, like, why are you stuck on your phone? You're sitting there waiting. And it made me think of like the twin flame journey, where so many beautiful souls are waiting to have a better life, waiting to finally get their job that they always wanted, waiting for the perfect opportunity, future, and waiting in this connection is push. And that's why we will never get a text from a person if we're sitting around waiting for it, because we're looking to them in separation consciousness. We're looking to them in 3D. Like, this is a person that texts me back. This person is the body and the mind. I wonder what they're thinking about. I wonder what they're doing right now. I wonder why they're not contacting me. And they won't, because that's how the energy works. And then when you shift, and this is why we make these videos, this is why when we get these downloads, we got to share them because they're so deep. When you shift into that 5D energy, that is the energy that is tied with everything. And you start to awaken into the being, the soul that you are. And everyone around you, my loves, all of you guys, look around. A lot of people are stuck in mind. They don't know how to awaken. They don't know to awaken. They don't know that mind keeps them trapped in the 3D, and that there is freedom in peace, freedom in love, freedom in joy, freedom in this moment right here. That is enough. And that's that energy where it calls your person, your soul. It calls to itself. It longs to be with itself. As soon as you release the attachments of the 3D, of the mind, of the body, of your person, when you release your attachments to your person, the mind and body, right? And you tap into the 5D, that is the only way that your person can be in your space, because your person is you, your soul. And when you're tapped into the 5D, that is when all attachments are released and you're actually really free. You're free to tap into infinite intelligence, infinite energy of soul, where it's really one with everything. And when I mean one with everything, I'm talking like you're everything. Your God, universe, soul is everything. And it's tied to everything. And the separation is no longer. And you're one with all because you are your person. And that's that 5D energy. That is that infinite energy that is one with all. So release the body and mind and attachments of your person. Release your alignment with the 3D. What soul is trying to get you to is the 5D. The 5D is the path to your person.
So often we don't know how to fully align with the 5D. Like, the mind can't understand it, right? This is why we say you don't think your way to this feeling, this energy. You're feeling your way to this shift in switching from the 3D to the 5D. And even if you can only capture that for moments at a time, right? Because I know when I'm tapped into the 5D, it's for mere moments at a time. It's not long, because the mind really is that quick. It's that pervasive. It just gets you right back into it. And when you can tap into this oneness of soul, where you don't need anything outside of yourself, you, like Joanne, you were just saying, you're like in this God energy. You're flying. You're one with it all. You're experiencing almost the energetic vibration that God wanted to experience in the physical. And that's the energy where your soul can meet you. And as long as you're identifying as the mind and the thoughts, and you're identifying as the 3D, because remember, in this journey, you're the conscious one and your person's the subconscious one. You're the one that was supposed to awaken, and your person's the one that's there to be almost like the lighthouse to bring you back to soul every time that you realize that you're in mind's energy again. And when you, for the both of you, align into this oneness of the one shared soul that you are, you can bring both versions in the physical together. You bring both physical versions of you, your one shared soul, into this oneness in the 3D by being in the 5D. But as long as you're residing in the 3D, you're in the mind, your person who will always be in the 3D will never be able to meet you, because one of you was created to be the 5D version of you. So if you're in the 3D version of you, well, then you're lost in the same mind that your person's lost in. You're subconscious again. You're no longer conscious. There has to be one of you that gets to rise above it. You are the one who was chosen to rise above it. You're chosen to rise above the mind. And until you can do that, you are going to be in separation, but you can switch it. You can switch it as quickly as you can understand what your role is and realize, I'm ready to release the mind. I'm ready to release my attachment to this other body, because that is not who they are. And I'm ready to align to the energy that is where we are both one. And when you can do that, you're going to see everything in your life change. Everything's going to start. You're going to have the most amazing signs and synchronicities, and you're going to have the most amazing, what you say, Joanne, all the time, extraordinary outcomes in everything that you do, because now you're aligning to the part of you that you were created to be.
And that's why you bring in all of these magical experiences when you are in the 5D, because soul brings you all that you are being. And even if you were just like, okay, I'm done, I'm just going to stay in the 3D, I'm going to stick to this 3D thing, I'm going to let go of my twin flame. I get what you were showing me, God, universal, I get it, but it's too much work. I'm just going to do this 3D thing. I'm going to just try to stay asleep. I'm not going to work on this awakening. I'm going to stay in mind. If my mind wants to ruminate about my person, then I'm just going to let it do that. Let's just keep ruminating. I'm going to stay in the 3D because I'm tired. I'm tired of all of this stuff, right? You still suffer. The only way out is in, whether you like it or not, right? It's a spiritual awakening of your soul, not a romantic relationship in the 3D. Because if it was just that, there would not have been an awakening. If it was just that, there would not have been this constant ascension being called within yourself. And if you went right back to sleep, soul's not going to let you. You're going to be brought in experiences, situations that involve your person, or you're going to be having all these like crazy downloads or signs and synchronicities that's going to remind you, I got to get back on my ascension, because it feels like pain to be in this mind energy. It feels like suffocating. And you're being brought in more and more experiences about your person anyway. And that's why that beautiful soul we talked to yesterday had to have a call with us. They were like, I can watch the energy like the way you guys explain it. I can understand why they pull and why they stay. I can understand how they are reflecting how I'm being in all situations. And so you get to now be the manipulator of energy, the controller of energy. You get to like orchestrate and co-create with the divine. When you're tapped in the 5D, your soul brings you all of the experiences that you are, especially your soul. So release your attachments to the physical body and mind the other body, the false you, right? The second false you. There's two false you. The you that isn't you, which is mind and body, but the other body and mind of your person. And what your soul is trying to show you is your one shared soul. That is the direction that your soul is trying to show you. If you go back to that same suffering alignment with the 3D, with the attachments, you get right back into separation consciousness. And so what I want you guys all to do is release the attachments. Release and let go of your attachments to your person. It's okay. I know the mind doesn't want to let go of them. They're so amazing. They're beautiful. They're perfect. They're you, my love. They are you. You are not attached to the body. Even though the body is amazing, you're not attached to their mind, even though their mind is really amazing too. You are attached. The mind doesn't recognize this, but what you are being called to, being drawn in from, is the energy of soul. That is the energy that is calling you, and that is the energy that's being shown to you, revealed to you, the more and more you release any attachment of the physical. It's the perfect way to really practice spiritual journey, because if you listen to that quote, it applies to just spiritual, right? Not even twin flame, it's just spiritual. And then because this journey is about soul, you're knocking out both. Essentially, you're knocking out your spiritual journey by aligning with your true being. And the more you're aligning in that, you're tapping into 5D energy, which is, guess what? Abundance, love, peace, joy, your person. All of the 5D energy, that is your person. That is God. It's the same frequency that you were seeking from the body and mind of your person that you'll never find. So stop looking for your person in the 3D and start aligning with the 5D. Start becoming soul. Release all attachments, my love. You can align with that infinite, eternal oneness. One soul shares. And that's when you start to harness the 5D in the 3D. And that's when we have beautiful souls that are like, well, I'm in the 3D, but I'm high vibing, and then my person comes in. And so now you're balancing both. You're balancing you, a soul, in two bodies. It sounds crazy. It's like trying to walk through water, right? We're doing Moses style. How in the world am I balancing my one shared soul in two bodies? Well, that's what you guys are doing. You're doing some crazy work. You're trying to still be in soul when the body and mind of your person is in front of you, and aligning with your soul, their soul, one soul together. And the only way you can really do that is to maintain that 5D energy, even though you're both physically together in the 3D. Because all of the attachments that you had towards this beer, this energy, this soul, your soul, is gone. You no longer see your person for their body and mind, even though it's there, because you are literally tapped into the soul that you both are. And we hope you can feel these energetic shifts. And we hope you've been able to practice this in your own connection. And that's why so many of you guys listen to these truths and shift through them, because you can start to feel the 3D aspect of you and your connection fall away. Like it's like a new layers of release happening. And you're now able to tap in, see more of that 5D energy that is one now. We love you guys so much. We hope you have an amazing day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.